pop up?
Pop up.
All right. It'll show me, right? It'll say so and or someone's.
Yeah,
All right.
someone asked a question.
Gotcha.
Maybe I can say. So it says we're live now, right?
Yep, we're live.
Okay. I'm gonna wait a little bit because
Oh, Dupuis Team with Keller Williams West Sound is live now. All right, Kitsap County. All right, live housing stats. All right, there we go.
yeah. Yeah. So let's see if this is. It's hard not seeing the screen.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're in frame. I promise.
Read it. People can fast forward through this.
I don't see. It still just says at the top, but just same Dupuis live. Is there like a button to push to see all the folks that are watching it, or?
Nope.
Okay.
So they can hear. This will be recorded, and they'll hear everything that we're saying.
Gotcha.
I'll just start. Give people a few minutes here to log on. I'm going to stats and what we're going to cover today.
All right.
We are going to cover. Where are we going to cover? Let's see. Maybe I should have.
Live stats.
Yeah.
Numbers we're covering. Can I write a theme song for you, maybe? Oh.
Let's keep it simple today. All right. We'll get going here.
Keeping it simple today.
Whoops.
Oh. Yeah.
Put that right there. Okay. All right. I don't know if I like not seeing myself.
You,
Can't read the screen.
can we do? You want to do the other way around? I just can't. I promise you're in frame. You're doing good.
What?
Yep.
All right. Welcome, Kitsap County. This is Sept Dupuis with Dupuis Team at Keller Williams West Sound, bringing to you the live market Kitsap County housing stats for the week of September 13th through the 20th. And Sean's here helping me today. So, yeah. So if you say something, Sean might read the questions to me.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to quickly go over stats, and then we're going to talk a little bit about, the question we've been getting for since the pandemic started, which is are things going to crash? Are they not? And we're just going to do a little update. And I'm going to write this down too, because I want to cover this. We're going to go over the current foreclosure situation. And I'm just going to ballpark. I'm totally working off of memory here today on stuff. So, but I just want to kind of paint an overview picture of the market so that people. What I'm going to do is I'm going to compare where we were right before the 2008 crash and where we are now, because I think that's just going to help people relax a little bit. But also realize that things aren't as great as a lot of current channels are saying. Yeah.
One viewer didn't say it. Where were you?
That's okay.
Okay.
If they ask a question, hi, whoever that is. So so I think that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to take a bookmark for our housing market, historical bookmark, and go, this is where we are right now. All right, so here we go. Housing stats, new inventory, 104. So new inventory is staying strong, and that's good to see. It's kind of between 111 and 104 over the weeks, and it's continuing to be strong. Back on market was 18 this week. That's a lot of back on market. Back on market are homes that went off market, they went pending, and then they came back on market because the sale fell through. So that's an unusual high number. We haven't seen that high of a number. It's probably a fluke. I haven't dived in to see where that came from. If it continues, we're just going to go dissect that baby, because that would be a concern if it continues. If it doesn't continue, blah, who cares? All right, price reduced, folks. This is the second or third time we've seen this recently. We had 46 price reductions this week. That's unreasonably high. We usually would see, on average, in the single digits for price reductions. When we're seeing 46 price reductions, that's a red flag, okay? So we've got the price reductions earmarked on the stats. So we're seeing price reductions because sellers are overpricing, they're having to reduce. And we're seeing price reductions because homes aren't selling. And we are seeing homes stay on market longer right now. And sellers are frustrated. Honestly, sellers, listen to your darn brokers. So sorry, so sad. If you don't listen to your broker, you have no room to complain. So we've seen quite a few listings come on and they're overpriced. If you price your home, your listing above the comps that the broker says and your home doesn't sell, there's your reason. Okay? Like, end of story. Stop whining. Grow up. There's all my judgment, and I don't care. Right? That felt good. Okay. Pendings, 173. 173 pendings. We still have a strong market. Buyers are still buying homes. So, still a strong housing market. Sold, 112. Still a strong housing market. Here's another one that was weird. 9 cancels. We usually have 0 to 2 cancels a week, if that, often 0. So 9 cancels. The cancels have been going up and increasing. Pay attention to the cancels and the expireds. As those numbers increase, that's often a sign of a larger correction coming than expected. What we are seeing, looking at these stats here, well, matter of fact, I'm going to come back to this. Let me just keep going. Inventory is at 354, up 5% from the week before. So we have several months now of inventory increasing by 5%. They're just little increases. And you do that over a long period of time, you're going to have high inventory. We're going to be right back where we were, 3 to 5 years ago. So this inventory increase, it is small week to week, but over a period of 3 to 4 months, it's a large increase. And that is to be noted. Because remember, 3 things affect housing inventory, okay? Or the housing market. And they are inventory, interest rates, job security. I think it was 6 months ago, I'm like, oh, we're all good because inventory is low, interest rates are low, job security is strong. Now we've got this going on. Inventory is creeping up at 5%. It's 4 times what it was in January. We're at 100 homes on market in the area last January. Now we're at we're approaching 400 homes. So inventory is still low. I understand that. But that's not where the ball's getting thrown, right? It's not where we are all the time. It's where the ball's going. Okay. Interest rates. Even the Fed's like, interest rates are probably going to go up. Not a big. Even 5% is not a big deal. The thing is that that's probably not as stable as we think. Probably got some things going on. We're going to talk about that over here. Job stability. Who thinks jobs are stable right now? Raise your hand. Is there anyone on there raising their hands? Right. I see all you raising your hands in the office desks. All right. So, job stability. If you think jobs are stable right now, I would do Google the Great Resignation. Let's start right there. And that's something worth following. So we have the jobs. We have, I think, something like 10.9 million jobs available and only 9-some million unemployed. You guys all see the math problem there? We have a unique job situation, job market, employment situation right now in the United States. We have more job openings than we have in unemployment, and they're still not getting filled. That's called probably something up with the job market. That's what I would say. I don't know what it is. I don't. That's outside my scope. But of our three housing things, inventory and job stability, two of those pillars that hold the table up are getting shaky. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Kelsey says not raising.
Huh?
Kelsey says not raising. That's
What's not
for
raising?
the job. I believe the job market she was referring to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is the housing market is softening. We all know
Okay.
that. You talk to almost people are not denying in the housing industry that it's softening. Even the Realtor Association is now acknowledging the housing market is softening, and it's doing it well. We want to see this. It's just coming in slowly, like an airplane coming in the land really well. The thing is it has done this before. It can do this, and then do this. So we just want to watch this, right? So a couple more stats on housing market stuff. So residential inventory is at 354. That's up 5%. Days on market is up to 17. It was around 10 for a long period of time. Average sold price is still high. It's at 602,000. Sales price to list price buyers, we're down to 102%. We've just been the sales price to list price has been slowly going down for quite a period of time. And right now, buyers, statistically, you only need to go to, you don't need to say, this is right here. You only need to go to about statistically 2 to 3% over list price, whereas several months ago it was, 8-9% over list price. So just by waiting a couple of months, you're saving, 5-7% on your purchase price. There's some money in your pocket. So all those people out there telling you, oh, you're glad you waited? Yeah, I'm glad I waited. Right there. You did a good job waiting. Okay, let's go to this. Because this is freaking the bomb. All right. I don't even know. Let's do current foreclosure stuff first. Let's do foreclosure stuff. So you might just want to stand there because I'm going to be like all in your face on this. Wait, bump again. Foreclosure stuff, guys. So people keep waiting for foreclosures. Here's the deal. We're a long way away from foreclosures. We're not seeing short sales or what we call notice of defaults or anything. We're not seeing a flood of those coming in yet. We don't know if we will. The government, honestly, and I'm going to, I hate being recorded saying this, but they've actually done a good job preventing it. They kept kicking the can down the line, and I was sitting there going, oh man, when's that snowball going to burst and land and all whitewash everybody? And it didn't happen. They've actually done a decent job taking, millions of foreclosures and shrinking it from 10 million, I don't know, I can't remember how many we were looking at originally, but they've shrunk it down quite a bit by delaying stuff. They've caused a lot of other problems. We're not going to get into that today. Here's some stats for you. I'm just going to use round numbers. Back in 2005, we're going to do a little comparison. 2005, and these are foreclosures. Foreclosed, I have not said that. Foreclosed years, something like that. Okay. And then we'll do 2021 now. Okay. So these are annual foreclosures or notice of defaults. Okay. So they didn't actually foreclose on the house, but these are how many they recorded. Lenders recorded. They were at 4 to 500,000 in the U.S. It was in that ballpark, or ballparking. Okay, and you can find these numbers, by the way. Realty Track. I can't remember the other name, Attic or something. We can find it, but these are recorded numbers. Government websites and lending websites that are reputable. You can go look these up at. They're easy to find. Actually, this is a 20 number. We had 214 recorded in 2020. And so as you can see, very low. Here's what's happening right now. let's go to 2021. We haven't finished 2021. And we only have numbers up through August. So they don't have annual numbers, obviously, through August. But what they are reporting is month to month foreclosure numbers are up 25%. Month to month, and they're up 60% annually. So add 60% to 2014. What was that? Hey Kelsey, what would that be? That would be, let's just add, I'm not even going to add 60%, I'm not even going to do that in my head. Let's just add, it's clearly 100,000 would be 50, about 50%. So let's just say 314, okay. All right. That's on the low end. We're inching up to this, but we're not quite there yet. But here's the thing. Here's what I would be watching if I was one of those investors or homeowners worried about resale or wanting to get a deal because foreclosures. Here's what I would be watching. The fact that 25% month to month. Okay, here's what I'd be watching. One, we've got a large increase that has happened because the moratorium ended. There's a couple things affecting this. The other thing that makes me just kind of question this number here is we still have 4.6 million who are in danger of default right now. This number has not gone into this yet. There's still 4.6 million people who are 90 days plus late on their mortgage or rent, and that's reported by the Fed. You can look that up on the Fed site. This is the number that the government's been kicking that can down the line for. They just keep going, oh, moratorium will end in April or March or whenever that was. I can't even remember how many extensions we've had. And then that comes in like, oh, no, those 4.6 million are still there. Kick. Now it's due July 30th. Oh, no. Kick. September 30th. Oh, no. Kick, right? Just keep kicking that can down the road. But these guys are still here. So during the time that the government was kicking this can down the road, they allowed lenders, it gave lenders time to work on loans and ways to get a lot of folks into better loan options, or they gave a lot of silent seconds. So they took the forbearance amount, put it at the end of the loan, and it's a silent second. They don't have to pay on it. Their mortgage payment doesn't increase. They can pay it when they sell the house or at the refi. Okay. So that's how they got rid of most of this. These are the people left over who haven't been able to do anything with their loan. This is who's left over so far. Maybe they're going to be able to work something out. We don't know, but these are the leftovers. Are you guys all hearing me? This is, we got to put an eagle eye on these guys and their forbearance period and their eviction period and the deadlines. They're like, now the banks can go after them for foreclosure. So we might start seeing this number increase. So that's an update right now. We're still lower than where we were in 2005. In 2006, I think we went up to like 600,000 or something. I can't remember. I'm not going to quote that because I can't remember off the top of my head. Once 2008 hit, I think we were in the 800 to 1 million per year mark. And by the time we got into 2010, we were at the peak of things. So it's not the same. I'm just comparing. Most of us, that's a recent memory, so that gives us an idea of things that it's not similar. However, this is still pretty significant. Okay, let's go to this now. So we keep hearing that right now, it's going to be a little bit of a long video today because we've got some exciting news. I think this is important to watch. It's a good pin mark in time. And the other thing, we had some big news last couple days. And I'm just surprised I'm not hearing about it everywhere in the real estate industry. And this is so classic. And I remember this happening last time, back in 2006, 2007. I think wake up. Pay attention. So, 2 days ago, Evergrande. Heard of Evergrande? If you haven't heard of Evergrande, go Google it right now. Like, sitting at your computer and be like, oh, I'm not only going to sneak watching the video at work that Steph's doing right now, I'm going to Google Evergrande. So Google Evergrande. It's a Chinese real estate company. It's a Chinese real estate company. So, and what does it have to do with Kitsap real estate? Well, you tell me. What does Evergrande have to do with Kitsap real estate, do you think? Why would we care? What does it have to do with our housing market, do you think? This is a local real estate show. Man, connect some dots here. So let's do Evergrande. So Evergrande, just, maybe I'm just geeking out, but you guys are all going to be suckers to listen to this, because this is, like, fascinating. All right, so here's Evergrande. I don't have this all down. I'm no specialist on this, but Evergrande in 2018, according to Wikipedia, was the largest or the highest value real estate company in the world. According to Wikipedia, in 2018, Evergrande was the most valuable real estate company in the world. Not anymore. Okay, so it's a Chinese real estate company. And, you know, here's the thing. China's big into real estate, probably too big into real estate. Real estate in China is 25 to 30% of their GDP. I could not pin that number down, but we'll just write China Real Estate Co. It's a $600 billion company. Well, not anymore. It's not going to be for long if it is. All right. So
They posted a Dupuis Team posted an article from the Guardian about Evergrande. Will it collapse, and what would happen if it did? So there's so there you go.
Right. I'll get tell Kels. I'll get some really good articles that I pulled up last night. So here's the thing. Real estate in China is 25% to 30% GDP. In my humble yet correct opinion, that's a problem. Real estate in the United States is 6.2%, I think, or around 6% of our GDP. Real estate in US, I think it's around 6.2% GDP. Okay? This is called over-leveraged. And here's the difference between, and this people keep saying US market's strong. It is. This is why they're saying that. In China, 45% of their GDP is debt. And that's apparent. I don't know enough about it. Apparently that's crazy. That didn't really strike me too much. I don't know enough about it. Here's what really made me go, oh, what? Here's how they pay debt. Here's what they've been doing. Here's what's been going on, and this is one reason to be worried. We're I don't even know, this might be too long today, but that's okay. Actually, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to come back to this. Remind me to go back to this, Sean. Okay, so basically what I'm saying here is real estate in China is a large amount of their GDP, and we'll just call this we'll just go Evergrande. Evergrande is 4% of the 25 to 30% of GDP. So do the math. Evergrande's a big portion of Chinese GDP. Y'all following this math? If Evergrande collapses, or if they break it up, they're probably going to break it up, is my guess. I can't see China letting them collapse. That would just be like dummy pants move. But it's a big percentage of China's GDP, and China's huge. Everything China does affects the global economy, right? And people are pretty chill about this. They're like, oh, it's not a big deal. Here's what I'm saying. We keep getting this message that everything's strong. It is and it isn't. We have a whole bunch of cracks we see. Oh, there's a bunch of cracks. They're not all necessarily fatal, but the thing is that we have a lot of chaos going on right now. And if I was a home buyer or home seller in Kitsap County, I would not be banking on strength. I wouldn't be expecting a crash either, but I wouldn't be banking on strength. Does that make sense? I would have more of a balanced attitude about stuff. And when we start to see a company like Evergrande default, they have $300 billion in obligations that they owe. Okay? So they have $300 billion that they owe. That's why they're gonna, we'll just make this very simple. And they owe this to the Chinese government, and they owe it to offshore accounts. And you better believe, are they going to pay the offshore accounts or the Chinese government first, guys? Some of these offshore accounts are U.S. accounts. They're major companies in the U.S. Okay? Obviously, they're going to pay mom and dad first, the Chinese government, and the U.S. companies are going to get the shaft. So, unless the Chinese government chooses to pay their debt for the kids, for them. The thing is that when we start seeing large companies like this start to default in a major country like China, I pay some serious attention to it. All right.
Carrie says this is serious math. Steph, the teacher, is in the zone.
Well, I really, gosh, this is just really fascinating to me. Here's the other thing about this. If I was really interested in, if I had real estate holdings right now, this is China's biggest real estate developer. And they also loan money. And we're going to come back to how they loan their debt stuff. Evergrande employs 200,000 people in China directly, and they're responsible or indirectly involved with over 3.8 million jobs in China. So them being dissolved or flying apart can have a large employment effect in China. Okay, most people believe that the Chinese government's going to step in and salvage those, but the bottom line is that the confidence, Chinese confidence in the real estate sector has already suffered, and that's going to cause problems. I think the Chinese government has been playing hardball with Evergrande and saying, we're not going to bail you out, we're not going to bail you out, and everyone's like, yeah, they're going to have to bail them out. There's no way they cannot bail them out. If they don't bail them out, everything's going to collapse. They're going to bail them out. The thing is China might be playing hardball with this company, but the fact that they're continuing, and maybe they've already, the news may have changed already today. As of this morning, they hadn't come up with a plan to bail them out yet. But they needed to have had a plan by yesterday, because this is a confidence issue with the real estate market that is 25 to 30% of their GDP. And Evergrande has subsidiaries in sports, music, health, insurance, automotive, other companies. So this is a much bigger thing than real estate, but it's mostly real estate. So what I'm saying here is this is a big deal. If I had, concerns about stability, economic stability and such, I'd be watching this pretty carefully. I can't foresee the Chinese government not helping this, stabilize the situation. I also think they've already been too slow, and I'm not sure what's going to happen. I have no idea. I'm not making predictions. All I'm saying is I have not seen enough people keeping an eye on this, and it does affect real estate, and it could eventually really affect our local real estate market here, because a lot of things are super tender right now. Okay. Any questions from?
No questions yet. Just a couple comments, but that's.
Okay. What are the comments?
I read the Dupuis Team left the article, and also just to comment about what the definition of gross domestic product, to clear it up. But
Okay.
yeah, everybody.
GDP stands for gross domestic
There you
product.
go.
It's basically how much money a nation is making, is my understanding. Yeah.
Yep.
Or sales and stuff. All right. So, found this video helpful. Do leave your comments below. It helps us a ton for you to like our videos and to share them, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page. So we'd appreciate you helping us get the word out, and leave questions down below, comments. We'd love a discussion on this one. I'm probably gonna have more to say about this. I'm gonna be following it.
Michelle has a question. Help for the better or help for the worst? Here you go.
What? Help for the better or help for the worst? What do you mean help what for the better? Hey Michelle, by the way.
So wait.
Oh.
Yeah. Can I bring him on? Do you want me to? There you go.
Hey Michelle, we're bringing you on. Did you mean the like, subscribe stuff? How it helps us? She probably doesn't want to do that. Hope for better, hope for. So it helps us. It helps us when you like and subscribe, because it tells Facebook that people like our videos, and so Facebook gives us more traction. And same with YouTube. And same with when people comment and share the video. Just tells Facebook to pay attention to what we're doing. That's how it helps. By the way, your granddaughter's adorable. I know you know that. All right. Any other questions? Carrie. Oh man, I held back, Carrie. Way serious math on this one. Okay, guys, we're gonna sign out. I'm Sept Dupuis with Dupuis Team at Keller Williams West Sound. Oh yes, it's the algorithm. And I'll see you right here next week. Take care, everybody.